Have the whole world discussing whether or not you're sad.
Became like this crazy thing on the internet.
My private life is a disaster.
There's this sort of mythology that surrounds you, that you're sad.
We're gonna come out twisted and we learn that we don't want to die.
Reeves' girlfriend is involved in a tragic car accident which saw her killed instantly.
I don't have a wife, I don't have kids.
Reeves' best friend died outside of a nightclub.
But so many people were worried about your welfare.
It can always be worse.
I'm an optimist through total pessimism.
Has Keanu finally opened up his heart after going through his fair share of hardships and heartbreak?
You can never know what your life is going to be.
Just who exactly is his partner?
The biggest misconception people have about Keanu Reeves.
That I'm sad all
Keanu's life was marked by tragedy from an early age.
His father was a notorious drug addict that walked out on the family when Reeves was just 3 years old.
His father had torn Keanu's family apart, but there was one thing that kept him going.
I loved movies. I looked at movies as a kid like a kid would look at a fireman or a policeman. I want to do that. I left home when I was like 17, 18. I got in the car and drove from Toronto to Los Angeles.
Alone in Hollywood, Keanu found a brother and fellow actor, River Phoenix. Together, they worked towards their Hollywood dreams.
I hope something gets out there that is magic, and if not, I'll just be sad and cry.
And when Keanu met another rising star, Sandra Bullock, he fell hard.
She's a beautiful lady. Such a wonderful energy about her. And excuse us for a moment. Nice blouse.
You think?
Nice.
Very cool, huh? How are you?
I'm pretty well. Et voila.
But this newfound happiness didn't last long.
Reeves' best friend, River Phoenix, died of a drug overdose outside of an LA nightclub.
River was an extraordinary person. Great heart, great mind, great spirit.
Heartbroken, Keanu wasn't able to tell Sandra how he really felt.
Never dated him. Really? There's just something about me that I guess he didn't like.
She obviously didn't know I had a crush on her either.
With his life in pieces, Keanu wanted to create the happy family he never had. And when Keanu fell in love with actress Jennifer Simi, he felt that his life was complete. But suddenly, his world came crashing down.
Reeves' then-girlfriend, Jennifer Simi, sadly gave birth to their stillborn child at 8 months. This devastation put a lot of strain on Reeves and Simi's relationship, and the couple broke up several weeks later.
I don't have a wife, I don't have kids. Yeah, so that didn't work out.
And nothing could prepare Keanu for what happened next.
Reeves suffered more heartache when Simi was involved in a tragic car accident which saw her thrown from the vehicle and killed instantly. Reeves was absolutely devastated.
After Keanu lost his new family, he focused on the family he had left, taking care of his sick sister.
Kim Reeves is the younger sister of Keanu Reeves. She was diagnosed with cancer.
And when he wasn't acting, Keanu quietly spent time working with charities.
But so many people were worried about your welfare.
I lead a very quiet, normal, kind of, my private life is a boring disaster.
But when a photo of Keanu went viral, he was pushed into the limelight he always avoided.
And have the whole world discussing whether or not you're sad.
Well, that started with a paparazzo picture.
You have your picture taken. You ate a sandwich on the bench.
Oh, right, sad Keanu, that thing, yeah. When you're eating your lunch on the park bench, it's not like you're like...
People always think that you're kind of shy and sad sometimes. Oh, no?
No. I mean, sometimes, of course.
Though he was reluctant to speak about it, Keanu was holding on to trauma that needed to be healed.
I sit in my kitchen, we're listening to some sad radio, some really sad radio.
Just started to think about this poem when you feel sad, but when you do it in like a delicious way. When the hue has gone blue and you can't quite grin and bear it, let this word picture remind you it can always be worse.
When visual artist Alexandra Grant discovered Keanu's poem about sorrow, his life changed forever.
Through some magic, I got a copy of the poem and I started imagining.
Keanu and I had done a book called Ode to Happiness.
And it came about in this really beautiful way.
It's kind of sad and uplifting at the same time.
Yes, I'm glad you feel that. That was its intention.
As Keanu and Alexandra's friendship grew, she helped him release the pain he had been carrying.
Everything is changing everything.
Well, whenever you start out in something, you have hopes and you have dreams. For me, it was, I wanted to be telling those stories.
What do you think happens when we die?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
And when a fully healed Keanu approached his career, he achieved a whole new level of success. And Keanu was finally ready to risk heartbreak once again.
Everyone's most favorite wholesome internet boyfriend is not single anymore.
It's not a razzle-dazzle Hollywood romance.
Keanu Reeves is happily taken. He and artist Alexandra Grant made it official.
Alexandra has been close to the actor for years.
But had he truly left sad Keanu behind?
What would you say is the biggest misconception people have about Keanu Reeves?
That I'm sad all the time.
We all go through phases of happy and sad.
You get knocked down, you brush yourself off, you just keep trying to keep going.
Keanu learned that despite going through heartbreak, it's important to take a chance on love.
Love is a very living thing, and I think it's something that shifts as we grow and we mature.
You know, we'll always be in love with love.
And that when we push through the darkness, there is always light on the other side.
The idea of dualities, whether it was yin and yang or light and dark, and that can be described as being separate, but they're also interrelated. We all have that. Life is simple and complicated.
You can never know what your life is going to be. I just kind of feel grateful.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. Have an opinion, have a perspective, but don't be close-minded. Be open.